Hey booktubers, I'm sure you're all just dying to know what am I going to read next. I just finished Huckleberry Finn, and I finished Solace by Gail Carriger. So what I'm going to do is I had started reading this one. This is The Possessed Adventures with Russian Books and the People Who Read Them. I'm about, let's see, that far in. Let's see, I got that far to go. So this is reading pretty quickly. I'm on page 150 of 296, and it's really quite a funny read. It's about really Elif Baudeman, and how in her graduate studies she went and did, I don't know what she would call them. They're not tours, but she went and did work like on her thesis and things like that for classes and things for university. And I think she also did some work for a university where she got to go and to Russia and parts thereof to different places where Russian authors live. And this is, in essence, her journey through those cities and all the different things that happened to her. It's very comical. She talks about some of her dinners that she's had with some of those people that live in the country, the people that she stayed with, and things like that. And of course, she talks about the towns and things that these Russian authors lived. So it's a very entertaining read, very good. I like it. I'm going to finish that up. Then I think for my YA book, my next YA book, I'm going to read Across the Universe by Beth Revis. So that one will be the next YA. And then my next classic, Krista showed this on one of her, she was doing, I think, one of the question videos. And this was one of her favorite books. So I decided to read it. Let's just say I decided to tackle it. The reason why is that it's absolutely gigantic. So this is my Easton Press edition of the book, and I've had it for several years. It's part of the 100 Greatest series, and I have several bookshelves, not just the ones that are back there and over, and let's see, and over there, right there, but in some other rooms. And a lot of these books I have on those bookshelves, and I kind of have them put out there by the date that I got them. And if you've looked at my library thing, which I have down in the bottom, I have links to my library thing library. You'll see that if you do the, I think it's the listing B, I have the date acquired, and so I kind of know where things are based on when I got them and when I shelved them. So with this new setup back here, there, and there, it isn't quite like that. So because both of these things are rather new, although I am shelving my newer stuff back there. So other than that, I have absolutely no particular order. So I'm looking. This one here I got in 2005, and I'm looking for this book, right? And so I'm going through the shelves. I'm thinking, okay, 2005 would have to be on this shelf, right? Okay, so I'm going through. I have a flashlight because I don't know, parts of the room, they're just kind of dark. And so I'm going through, and I think it's got to be in this bookcase. And I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I looked through a bookcase that has older ones, a bookcase that has newer ones from 2005. I couldn't find it. So I'm thinking, how could I lose this book, right? Well, I guess I just wasn't expecting a gigantic book like this. So I went right past it. And it was there all the time, right where I thought it was. And I looked right by it. I don't know. So it was just pretty kind of funny. So this is a beautiful book. This has illustrations by Lind, L-Y-N-D, Ward, who is a very famous illustrator. He does his things in woodcuts. And so, as you can see, he basically cuts them all in wood, and then they're printed, or imprinted, based on those woodcuts. Kind of like a rubber stamp, if you will, I think. I've never really seen one done, but I I imagine that that's kind of what they are. And so throughout this entire book, it's a lot more daunting looking than you think it is. But like every chapter has a drawing, or I should say a woodcut done. And if you think that he carved all this stuff out, I mean, and the time it must have taken for him to do that, it's just amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. And apparently this book, The Count of Monte Cristo, I don't know if I said that or not, by Alexandre Dumas, Alexandre Dumas. It looks like this book is in 4 parts or 4 volumes. I was looking at the front of it. Yeah, 4 volumes in one. And at the beginning of each volume, I believe, well, no, maybe not. Like here they have a list of characters, the period 1815 to 1838. So it's kind of nice. They have a list of characters. However, what I'm probably going to do is write them down as I'm reading this book, just to try to keep everything, I guess, straight, or maybe go back and say, now, who was that person and who are they related to? So I don't know. We'll see. But it looks like each volume has its own number of pages. So I didn't go through and count them up because there's 4 volumes. Each of them have like, I don't know, 200 and maybe 300 pages. So I don't know, maybe 1,200. So it's going to take me a while to go through this one. But it is illustrated, so I mean that takes up space and stuff. So there you go. That's what I'm going to be reading next. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to be reading this as my YA and The Count of Monte Cristo, which is probably going to take me quite a while to get through, as my next classic. Bye.